19-16 with Case Keenum under center. And you guys have to all remember Case Keenum led this team to the playoffs years ago. And it's funny because I think D'Amico Ryans was on the team then as well, too. So it's crazy to see that D'Amico Ryans is his head coach now. And instead of going to with another young Bucky backup, he had Case Keenum in place to be able to help this team get to a win like this against a team that's not as good this year in the Titans. The Titans are really below expectations this year. They had a couple, when they got DeAndre Hopkins, you had optimism that this team was going to be pretty good. Will Levis had a cool game yesterday, but he could have been better. He got sacked 7 times yesterday. He threw an interception as well too, but he kept things flowing. But the thing is, Will Levis is learning on the job, and this team is really running into a lot of just situations where they just really are just learning as they go. And I think that the Titans yesterday, they were pumped up. They wore the old Oilers jersey, kind of in a way to troll a little bit with the Texans, who really would love to wear the old Oilers gear, but they don't have any rights to it. So pretty much it was kind of a slight showing Houston's past versus Houston's present. And you know what? Houston's present at 1 out. And the Texans just didn't quit. The Texans have figured out how to win football games. So it didn't matter if CJ Stroud was under center. As long as they had an experienced quarterback in the game yesterday, they were able to get this victory, because that's how it goes with teams that are well coached and well prepared. And that's exactly what the Texans are. And you know what? A lot of people, we've all sat here all season really saying, when are they just going to fall apart? They had their learning curve and learning experiences in the first month of the season when they lost those first 2 games of the year. And then when they started getting comfortable, but really it's all about CJ always being confident in his teammates. So then they stay confident. Devin Singletary was the star of the show yesterday. He had 121 yards on 26 carries. This guy's absolutely playing out of his mind after kind of getting stagnant there in Buffalo. And then Noah Brown, the third receiver, had a big game yesterday. 8 catches, 82 yards with the touchdown as well, too. Dalton Schultz, one of the more consistent tight ends in the NFL. Doesn't get a lot of talk about it, but he goes ahead and he gets 58 yards yesterday as well, too. This was all helpful to get this team home. But the 7 sacks, that's the difference in the game. It's just that simple. That's the difference in the game. They shut down DeAndre Hopkins as well, too. They held him to 21 yards on 2 catches. He had 9 targets, but they kept him in check. And you know what? They got themselves a great win. Walk-off field goal. They go ahead and win this one 19-16. They keep their playoff hopes alive, but they're on the outside looking in because of their situation with the Colts. So pretty much they have a good situation going on for the rest of the year because they play divisional games as well, too. But the biggest game of the season is coming up on Sunday against the Browns, because literally they have to win this game to stay right there in the mix of the playoffs, because the Browns actually at this point can afford a loss. That's the whole thing, because they have 6 wins already in conference play. If the Browns are able to just win one of these games, I guarantee they'll clinch their playoff spot, because everything will work itself out next week. But they got to put themselves in position to do that. But this is going to be the game of the week, and I'm surprised that they haven't flexed it to Sunday Night Football yet, because it's definitely a Sunday Night Football game. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it shakes out, and that's going to be a great game. Browns-Texans, I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. It reminds you of the good old days in the old AFC Central when you used to have the Oilers playing against the Browns. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we move forward.